Ladies and gentlemen, fantasy enthusiasts and lovers of all things epic, prepare yourselves for a Dungeons & Dragons experience like no other. I am your host and Master of Ceremonies, Dane, affectionately known as DMDBI. I'll be the Dungeon Master tonight, bringing you a diggity booyah experience to your screens. With decades of experience and a dash of spastic energy, they say I am the pun-slinging wizard of the realm. Now the story begins. Joining me on this epic quest is Megan playing Calene, the fiery business genius and Barbarian Bacon's fierce leader. A barbarian in the streets and a business wizard behind this. This fire ganassi is so hot she could forge her own weapons. Get ready for a smoldering warrior like no other. Now let's talk about Tim, the man with the beard of legends and the adamantine armor to match. Magvarus is his name, and when he's not channeling divinity to purge hordes of monsters, he might be eyeing the loot with a tithe in mind. With Magvarus, it's not just might, it's might makes right, and he's here to claim what's his. Behold, Max, the half-elven warrior who goes by the name of Roland. With flowing dark hair and shimmering armor, he's the embodiment of grace and violence. He's invisible one moment, and the next his flail is singing a deadly tune. He's ready for a dance of blades and shadows. Next in our band is the hero played by Cameron, an Eladrin with the magical bow, a rogue with green skin and purple hair. With the power to shoot an extra arrow in the blink of an eye, Jilsara is a force to be reckoned with, and she's about to make her mark on the realm. But wait, there's more! Our newest addition is none other than Eric, the enigmatic divination wizard Jean, a possible child prodigy on a mission to avert the doom of the Chaos Gods. Jean holds secrets that could unravel the very fabric of our story. What mysteries lie beneath the surface? And finally, rounding out our extraordinary crew is Evan, playing the halfling bard with a heart as big as his appetite for churros and donut holes. Webb Winterthorn is his name, and music is a symphony of adventure and part of his game. From catchy tunes to epic quests, he's here to provide the soundtrack to our unforgettable journey. So dear viewers, fasten your armor, sharpen your blades, and prepare to be enchanted by a tale where imagination knows no bounds. Puns are the mightiest spells, and the only limit is the roll of the dice. Welcome to our realm of magic, mystery, and mirth, where heroes rise, villains fall, and the adventure never ends. Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back after a little Thanksgiving break. I'm glad to have you guys back on the D&D path of enlightenment again, as is the way. Hopefully everybody's little ones are sleeping soundly, and significant others that aren't playing with us as well are nice and cozy and taking a nap while we get our nerd on. So just because everybody who watches, follows, and subscribes gives a fuck, how was everybody's Thanksgiving? Is everybody doing good? Just thumbs up for 6-5, nods.
So good.
Yeah, okay, perfect. I love it. Awesome. Well, anyway, we left off a few weeks back now, 21 days ago to be specific, or precise even. We left off in, the town of Jubilee. You have just completed a tournament in which Max's character Roland, an elven feller that we all know well for his luscious dark hair, managed to be the champion of, with Jilsara managing to be the archery champion on her own accord. Even Roland couldn't hold his own against her when it came to archery. And lo and behold, at the end of the tournament, the lord who thought he had it in the bag with his champion was pissed, and they essentially were attacking Roland and the rest of you. You guys ended up taking them out, finding out that he was a meat puppet for a demon of some sort, as well as some kind of shade creature as one of the clerics. You managed to chase one away and ravage the other one pretty hardcore, and we are now at the end of that, where some of you have been knighted, such as Max's Roland is now Sir Roland, and we also have Sir Butters Bean of the now Bean clan, Bean household, the House of Bean. And Sir Butterbean, has asked that Roland blesses his soon-to-be union to the princess who was, quote-unquote, the prize of the champion, for the champion to essentially wed, which will put Sir Butterbean as one of the short list of members for the non-existent throne of Grenweld out of Jubilee.
Wait, how old was Butters supposed to be again?
Like 17. But he's in love with the also 17-year-old, noble woman or noble lady princess that was in question. And she's just one of many. I mean, there's quite a few bloodlines that tie back in some shape, way, or form to, royalty of what once was here in Grenweld. It's more of a democracy at this point, but there's still a council that handles things, and, based on nobility, some things hold more sway just traditionally, and etc. But all of you last, if I remember correctly, had decided to go and check out the dagger board to see kind of what's going on. The dagger board being the essentially hub of a mercenary guild of sorts that all of the major cities in the world have one such place. Now, some of them are more welcome than others, but you guys, if I remember correctly, that was the plan, was to go collect Magvarus's package from the dagger board, and then potentially move on to Yendel to deliver said package for Magvarus. But also, I believe Vontarian, your guys' high elf benefactor from Summerside, sent you to meet his sister, Vontaria. What is it? Is it Vontaria?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure that I'm very creative. So I wanted to make sure that, I think she also had a package for you guys to deliver, which some of you think may be a dastardly deed, and others of you maybe don't care or don't know. Does that sound fair? Is that right?
Yeah. Pretty sure she, all but confirmed it to me, so.
Maybe.
She told me to not be within, so many feet of it.
Yeah, it might not be good for you. You're not an elf, so it might not be good for you is all. No big deal. But so we're there. If you guys want to discuss amongst each other, we can start from the end of the tournament before you guys go to Daggerboard. If you guys are fine with that, I think that makes sense.
So Agnes just transformed, right?
That's true as well. In case you missed it, Jean, our local, prodigy / divination wizard, was kind of hanging out, and at one point an older crone had yanked her tongue out and put it in his hand, and then his tongue turned black overnight as he slept with it. Not doing the deed, but it was in his pocket, and he went to sleep, and it kind of formed up to him, and then he kind of, spun around in a circle and came back as full-blown Agnes, the old crone divination wizard. So that did happen as well, and that is also sort of where we left off. If any of you have any things to say about that, or if you want to discuss kind of what your thoughts or plans are, I'm happen to be open to that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd want to ask this new creature that just formed in front of us, what are you? What are your intentions? Because you look evil as shit.
I am not evil. I am only here to foretell the future, to see things to their completion. Oh, Roland, the world that we are going to build will be magnificent now that we have the guidance to get there. Yes.
Full disclosure, I fucking love Agnes.
New favorite.
Yeah, she's definitely my fucking bestie for sure. Let me just check here. Okay.
Still not really convinced she's not evil as shit.
The same could be said about you in some instances, but we won't bring it up. You also
I'm
have
neutral.
many stray dogs. Oh, yes.
Magvarus has definitely committed war crimes.
Without question.
It's never against the people, though. It's always against the enemy.
It's never a war crime the first time.
Well,
it's not a war crime if you don't get caught.
Roland is going to ask Sister Agnes if she would like to join him for a celebratory pint of ale and to get to know each other a little better.
I've heard of cradle robbing, but grave robbing? I mean, in this instance, it seems a little far-fetched. But
it does happen.
It's true. Okay.
She'll kind of walk over and be like, Yes, I could thirst. Yes, let's have this ale.
Wait, do they have drinks at the dagger board?
No, the dagger board is not a establishment for like kicking it. A dagger board is more than anything is like a supply bunker, but also it's typically a tower that does have a few rooms. So it's like a adventure specific hotel of sorts that doesn't cost as much if you have membership with the dagger board or anything. Well, it really doesn't cost anything, but you do tithe to them. They take magic items as tithing.
I'll join you guys.
All right.
I guess the real question here is how much time do we have until we need to get things done? Because I mean,
Well,
I
yeah,
feel like we
we're trying to
probably
get to
should go. Yeah, I think we should. Well, I mean, I think we needed to get to Vontaria first to pick up whatever package she wanted us to deliver, and then I wanted to go to the dagger board.
We don't have to go back to Ontario.
All right, we already got that then. Then I mean, like, I don't know why we'd be messing around with drinking when like we need to kind of get on the move here.
Okay.
Max
fair
just won the fucking tournament.
That's true. So we could. I mean, maybe we take a night and celebrate, but I don't know what our time frame is.
It's
Maybe
tomorrow,
I'll
right? If I remember correctly, it was tomorrow was the
Oh, did we get a rest?
not sent.
No.
I mean, you're just had that all happen. You guys are standing at the tournament like right now.
We had
So-
to have gotten a rest because I'm at full hit points.
Well, then yes. So then we must have done that. Then I didn't. I listened back to it. I don't remember talking about it. Maybe I did it. Okay.
I feel
So
like
yeah.
you did
so
ask
then
for
it
that,
was-
like long rest and then dagger board.
No, I healed up. I healed everybody. We didn't get a long rest.
Okay. That makes sense because you did prayer of healings there. So he spent like 30 minutes prayer of healing you guys. That makes sense. I remember that. Okay. Yeah. So prayer of healing. You guys are all healed. You have not had a long rest. Tomorrow is we'll call it the equinox, and we'll call it also the day of the crowning of the new like king of the elves, essentially. The Yendolian throne shall be filled with a new seat with a new person tomorrow.
All right. Well,
So we have time for that drink, right?
Of course, as long
I
as
was
you can get to Yendol over in a couple seconds, you should be fine.
Okay.
I'm parched. These churros aren't going to wash down themselves.
He has real facts. You have to use caramel. Caramel.
Well, I mean, how are we going to get there? We're going to teleport, but like we can only teleport to like very specific places in Yendol. So where's the
Hard
crown?
for us to know how we're going to get there without seeing the dagger board. We don't know if we can use that magic circle.
I can get us there.
Okay.
How far is it as the griffin flies?
It's far. Real
Pretty
far.
It's pretty far.
I don't think Merv can make it that far.
Oliver.
Oliver, sorry.
What the hell's a Merv?
So I mean, obviously, if Webb thinks we have time, then of course we have time.
Yeah,
So,
I can get us there in 6 seconds. But we
Did
need
I-
to celebrate. Roland did a big thing here. We just killed like a demon man. Well, we didn't kill him, but we scared him. Pretty sure we scared him.
Did they give us any bonus money for killing the demon?
No, because that was never really on the docket. Like that just sort of kind of happened. And you chased off. Well, one of you sent. Maybe it was Larry got sent off to the Tangle Marsh, and the other guy ran away. So both Larry and Roger, Calcene's new homeboys, where you're kind of
Here.
into the noble teams, and one ran away like a little bitch, and the other one ran away under the ensorcelment.
They're prepping for the Tangle Marsh.
Yeah, they're like, gotta go to the Tangle Marsh. Lots going on there. Not sure what. And he was probably the braver of the two. I will say, though, that as you guys are kind of hanging out at the end of the tournament, as the crowd has kind of started to clear and things like that, Sir Butterbean, is kind of been milling around, standing, kind of kicking dust, like kind of in a good mood, but like just hanging out, like waiting to see what his lord and master Roland has for him. And then a kind of petite, I don't know, 5'5", possibly some sort of elven lineage blonde girl comes like skirting across in a nice dress with a pair of attendants with her, and she like leaps into his arms, and he like spins her around, and they're all like trilling, like the world falls away from them as they hold each other, and he like lifts her up once or whatever, and he like dwarfs her based on his size. He's pretty big compared to her, and you can only assume this is the quote unquote princess or noble lady that was kind of on the table here for the tournament champion. And apparently word had gotten to her that she did not have to marry the strange pale elf with the long dark hair, though handsome, kind of pallid and scary.
Or the scary demon man.
That's true. The demon man also was not her best ideal candidate for a suitor.
Right.
But yeah, so he spins her around and introduces you all. He says, "This is Genevieve, my beloved, and thanks to you, Sir Roland, my lord, our life together will be cherished by all. Many will want to have what we have, and you're the only reason this could have happened. I was but a boy, a serving boy, and you've taught me not only to use a blade, but all about honor and about protecting those less than you and weaker than yourself. And I can't thank you enough. And I will follow you on your adventure till the end. But obviously, I would like to make it back to my betrothed. After it's all said and done. I mean, if you would have me on your adventure, of course, I'll go with you. But if you'd like me to stay here and keep an eye on things here, I'd happily do that as well."
Roland is going to suggest that he stay here and enjoy his courtship with the princess.
The princess can barely contain her tears of joy as you tell her that her dish boy is now not only suitable as a suitor for her, but also not going to the throes of chaos with the murderous six.
Also, did I get my cash prize for winning yet?
You have not. However, that guy is around. Wallace, the bet taker, is nearby. I
was just gonna say I'm gonna give the cash prize to Butters and Genevieve.
Oh my god, bro!
I think it was only 500 gold. So
it's not a lot to you, but to them, it's the fucking all they needed. So, bro, you give him that. You're you take him over to Sir Wallace, the bet taker, the dude with the stash, whatever. And he's talking to the two remaining guys that had any bets left by the end of all of that. One of them looks very pissed off and also a little nervous, and the other one has got a huge bag of gold on him. It's probably more than 5,000 or 6,000 gold in this bag. It's a big basketball-sized leather pouch full of probably coins, and the other guy's got an empty sack in front of him, and he's real mad about it. But Sir Wallace gives you your 50 platinum is what he ends up giving you, and then obviously Magvarus, he gives you an IOU, writes it out real nice and stamps it with a seal of the notary public.
I'm gonna take what's his name, Buttersbean.
Sir Butterbean to you.
Sir Butterbean. I'm going to take him aside and be like, "Hey, do you have a special ring for your lady for the marriage?"
A ring for what? Roll a history check.
History check. Here we go. First roll of the night. About to get real freaking naughty.
Real freaking naughty.
That's a 10.
All right. With a 10, you absolutely realize that halflings are the only race that actually mess with rings for weddings. Most others use the wrap method, where you wrap the hands in the the special scarves and things like that. At least humans do, and then elves you're not 100% sure on. But as far as you know for sure, halflings do, and you realize it as you say it. You're like, "Well, do you have a ring for your special lady?" And your little fat ass is looking up at him because he's 6 foot something, and you're
right.
maybe 2'5" or something. I can't remember. You're pretty short.
Yeah,
and
I get shorter every episode.
Yeah. You're 1'8", and you're sitting. That's your fatal flaw. Is every episode you lose 6 inches, whether below the belt or above. We'll never talk about.
Webb, the sprite bard.
That's funny.
Well, I don't. Do you know how they? I think you need a ring for this kind of deal.
I haven't gotten that far ahead, my Lord Webb.
No, don't worry. I got just the thing for you, and I'll pull out the chunky ring that's in my inventory that we got back from that city that had the 10-year-old mayor that the town was destroyed.
Oh my god!
I have no idea what it is or what it does. But
it's a chunky ring.
It just says chunky ring on it, and I'll tell him that this has been passed down for generations.
It's been passed down for generations. All right.
Sadly, I've not been able to be married, and I don't think it's going to happen. But I couldn't think of anyone better to have it than you, Butterbean. Sir Butterbean, sorry.
Okay, very cool. So he gets tears in his eyes. I need a deception check though, because you're fucking lying.
No,
I'm not. It's been passed down to this generation by myself.
I'll
you
roll
have
that again.
You can have advantage. Yeah,
That's a natural one. I'll roll that again.
Yeah, I was gonna give you advantage anyhow, but
That's a natural 20.
okay.
30.
Okay, the full
Holy-
turnaround. Full turnaround from 1 to 20. That's what we like. He loses, like he's crying. She's holding his arm and looking at him adoringly. The servants that she brought with her look uncomfortable. But one of them is eyeing a couple of your churros. Like he's kind of a heavier, sweaty dude, and he's like eyeing your churros. Like you could kind of tell he might want one. But anyway, so yeah, at the end of the day, he takes the ring. He's like, "That's so gracious of you, my lord." He like gets down on a knee to like get to you from it. And he takes it. He's like, "You're so gracious, my lord. Obviously, the stories about you aren't true, but like I see much more value than they put on you in the stories I've heard. So thank you so much for this. Well, it's not something we traditionally would have used, but because it came from one of the murderous six, and you, my lord, with your way you've done things for me, I will absolutely accept this gift."
As they're having this conversation, you see two ladies in the stands, and one whispers to the other, "He went to Jared."
That's true. And then you see Jared like really mad because it was his last ring, and he's now out of business forever. He's like, I guess I have to retire, you know. And then he eats a sub.
Choice. Wrong, Jared.
Oh well, he's also probably dead. I think.
So
All right,
my
cool.
audio cut out for a minute there. I think you were mentioning that I was getting an IOU for my winnings. I'm sure that was just to piss me off. Like, I already got paid out. You already paid me platinum.
I gave you all of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then I was kidding. Just I do like to just kind of poke the embers of the fire and see if I can stoke the flame. But yeah. So all right. So I feel like we've wrapped that up pretty good. Butters is now free. You can clear him off the thing because he leaves with the princess and the attendants who is eyeing your churros. Are you gonna slide him one, Evan?
Yeah, I'll slide him.
Oh, he delicately eats it. It's not like he's like. And like nods. He's like swallows it
You
slowly.
taste that perfect cinnamon swirl.
His like sweaty fat guy eyes roll in the back of his head. He's like, "Oh, that's a fucking churro."
Secret ingredient:
Cinnamon goodness.
wasp honey.
He's like, this. I had heard things about you, and I actually brought this for you, Mr. Webb. And he hands you a small like pouch about the size of your fist. And it has and if you want to look at it, you want to open it.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Inside there's like a golden substance of some sort. It's like a golden
like powder?
gel or something.
Oh, golden gel. I smell it.
Thank you for redeeming Hydrate. I will drink some for you, Filthy. Appreciate you stopping by. Inside it's like a golden, like a gooey substance. He says, "This is."
Does it smell?
It smells pretty good. It smells very sweet. He said, "This is a family recipe and a magic pouch that my grandma put together. Everybody gets stretched too. Thanks for the stretch. Nerd force it out. Appreciate you. I needed that stretch." But yeah, so it's a family recipe, and this pouch was passed down from my abuelita, he says in Goblinese. And he says, passed it down. It is delicious, and I think it will change your churros to make them even better, even though this is the best churro I've ever tasted with just the powdered cinnamon sugar on it.
I dip a pinky in, and I taste it.
It has to be the sweetest caramel you've ever tasted.
Wow.
It has something special in it for sure. It leaves your tongue not quite numb, but almost numb with the sweetness.
Boy, this is not wasp honey. Holy buckets.
You now have an unending pouch of caramel. It's abuelita's caramel.
Let's get physical.
That's little grandma in Spanish, if you didn't know.
Yes, I love it.
I do too. Now that we've spent 74 minutes on churros and NPC's wedding vows
All part of the
and
journey.
needs, I'm opening the floor again.
Does anyone know the spell ceremony?
Oh my god!
Come on, where's our cleric?
Yeah, do you have the spell ceremony? Come on, Tim. Is
I'm
Magvarus
a
ready for
cleric.
this? Yeah.
A battle cleric. Not a ceremony.
An older fella who is in tattered rags, and he's kind of been milling around picking at trash around the arena, as you guys finished, the battle. He looks up when someone says that. He looks around and he sees the bodies of the New Way monks, and he walks up, not quite confidently, and he stands next to who said something about ceremony? Next to Roland, and says, "I think it may be safe now, but I happen to be a priest myself. Not one for battle, but I came later than the rest, and when the New Way monks and their men came and destroyed the rest of the clergy, I had stepped back and was away at the time, and when I came back, my home was gone, and I've lived on the streets ever since. But I have never given up the old way of the gods, and would be happy to perform such a ceremony for a pittance of only 5 gold. Just so I could get a suitable set of garments for such a ceremony, and just a clean bath, and maybe something not from the trash, if you would."
I'll give him the gold.
Okay. And I shall return at dawn to fulfill the needs of this young couple, to bring them together in ceremony. I have the same crew on Sundays, and then Wednesdays is a different team. Sorry, that was in my chat.
Okay, so are we heading to the dagger board next?
I think you guys are going to get some drinks too to celebrate. There is the VIP section where Calene spent the majority of her first couple of days of the tournament getting smammered with the lords you guys chased off and some of their cronies. There's drinks there, so you guys could go pound a quick beer there and then head to the dagger board if you wanted.
That sounds good.
Yep. Beer it up.
Hey, Caleb, real quick. All right, so you guys go. You spend about a half hour, 45 minutes. You guys kind of do the pleasantries and, eat your drinks, eat some real food and drink some real drinks and stuff. And then after that time, you guys head to the dagger board. You guys arrive at the dagger board, and it is as it was before. You guys, I think you remember, Webb, there was a body. And that circle was drawn on the ground, and there was a body. Of the stew of this dagger board is on the ground dead. There is a cabinet behind him with 2 large doors that does appear to be locked, and there's also the glass case with a few of the items that they have on display there, also locked. Think like a jewelry store has that front glass case with the items in it. There's about 6 different items in there.
They have that at Jared's.
They did, but he now is closed down.
Right.
Sold his
Wait, you're
ring.
saying that the magic items are there, but there's nobody behind the counter?
Oh no, there's a person behind the counter. He's just dead on the ground.
Right.
Whoever came here killed Stewart.
There's not a living person.
Yeah, right.
Well, I know who killed him, right? It was the guy who
You're pretty confident it was the guy you tailed. Yeah, the shady looking elf in black clothes.
Yeah. So I know all about this.
This guy's been dead for a while then.
Yeah, he's probably, 2 to 3 days anyway, maybe more. Medicine check if you want to know, precisely.
No, I don't. That's okay.
All medicine check. That's a 9. He's definitely dead.
Few days. He's not living. Not sure how long. You might consider, though, considering some of your guys' spells, it might be possible to bring him back and ask him questions, whether it's talk dead or actual resurrection, or depending on how long he's been dead, you might be able to do things like that. So it might matter.
Okay. I do have something for this, I think. Let me check.
Hello, motherfucker!
I have Speak with Dead. What else do I have? Oh, I have Raise Dead. Is that no longer than 10 days?
Okay.
Yeah, pretty sure Raise Dead will work.
Yes, but I don't think I have any 5th level spells left. Oh, I have 1.
Of course you do.
I do. I have a
Convenient.
1st, 2nd, 5th, 7th, and 8th, and nothing else.
Hey, Midwest, welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming for the first time. And don't forget, if you haven't used Mom's subscription from Prime, to do it. Trying to get to 10 subscriptions. We're at 3 right now. I just need 7 more to hit that goal.
I'm going to cast Raise Dead on this fella. That takes a while, I think, though.
Probably. I think it's an 8-hour spell, isn't it?
It is a 1-hour spell.
That's an eighth of what I thought. That's good.
Yeah, it's still a while.
Did you say the magic items are in a glass case or what?
Yes. So there is a cabinet behind, a large like 60-inch wide cabinet with 2 big doors on it. That is against the back wall, right between, and between that is the guy's body, and then there is like a glass case with a kind of like a footwall around it, that is kind of lifted up a little bit, or a knee wall. I'm sorry, a knee wall. And then this glass case sits on that knee wall, and there's 6 items in there.
Hey, Roland, it's going to take me a minute to bring this guy back. Why don't you take a look back there, see if there's anything good? We'll just tell him that the guy that killed him took it. All right, I'm going to get to work.
I wasn't going to steal anything, but I would like to look.
Well, just take a look, and then I'll steal it.
So the items, it's really just 6 different like pieces of jewelry. Really, there's 2 rings, a necklace, a pair of bracers, a small crown. What is it? 2 rings, a pair of bracers, small crown. What was the other thing? And a pair of earrings.
What do the rings look like?
They're kind of plain with etching around the interior.
Are there price tags?
There are not price tags. They are not priced in there. But I mean, you're pretty sure they're magical because there's arcane scripting on all of the items, just even if it's just in small ways.
I'm just gonna use my awareness just to figure out schools for all the items.
So they all come from a school that would like augment. So what is that? Transmutation?
Transmutation.
No. Augmentation is transmutation, or is that?
Yeah, transmutation or maybe abjuration.
Yeah. So whichever. They all augment.
I guess it could be illusion.
No, not illusion.
No.
Because it's real. Butterbean is going to get gone.
Don't forget to equip his chunky ring.
Ah, yes, I'll do that right now, of course. Because he's not wearing it, though. He's giving it to Genevieve. I don't know if that's her actual name before, but it is now. Damn it. Sir.
I've been carrying that for, what, like a year and a half, that ring?
Yeah, you've had it. I mean, it's been a decade, for sure. Okay. So... You're just looking, Max. Roland is just kind of looking at stuff because that doesn't help. And same with Calene, they're just kind of looking because that doesn't help. It just tells you the school of magic. You don't know what they do necessarily.
No, I know that. I knew that was going to be the case. I was just trying to get a better idea. I don't know if I feel like taking things when we're raising the guy that's in charge of keeping people from taking things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to ruin our, we're on pretty good terms with the dagger board, so I'll wait until he wakes up to ask him about the items.
Yeah, we're going to be in
We might be on good terms with the dagger board.
We'll be on better terms.
Now that we're the murderous 6, we might not be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
We're not really black. I don't know if we're still Black Star.
We are always Black Star.
I still have my badge.
I mean, I have my badge, but I'm saying.
Okay. So the hour goes by. You guys aren't trying to break it open. So the hour goes by. You manage to raise dead him. If you could read the spell.
Yes, I certainly can. Let me pull that up here.
You return a dead creature you touch to life, provided it has been dead no longer than 10 days. If the soul is willing and liberty to rejoin the body, gains life with 1 hit point, neutralizes poisons, cures non-magical diseases, mortal wounds are closed. Coming back from the dead is an ordeal. The target takes a -4 penalty to all stuff. So he comes back, immediately spits up a bunch of blood, black blood, and sits up holding his chest. He's like, "Oh, water. I'm so thirsty," and he's probably has a little elven blood in him, but he's mostly human. Does anybody have anything to drink?
I'll give him
so
my
thirsty
water skin.
Oh yeah, he's just like destroys it. Like he
go slow.
Just sucks it down like he's never had water in his life. Because honestly, like he just came back from his first time ever, and he pounds it and he pants a bit, and there's just water all over his chest and chin. You can see like the holes in him where the knife had stabbed him and everything are still bloody, but he's gone. It's all crusted and dusty. But anyway, he looks around. He's like, "What What happened?
Well, you doing okay there, Stu?
Hold on. You're Black Star.
Yep.
A memo came through about you. 6. He starts patting himself down. He eases himself
Is
back up
Magdaris
against.
gonna heal him since he only has 1 hit point?
Oh.
Or are we not concerned about that?
I mean, he's alive. That's what else do
Yeah.
you need?
We're about to find out whether or not I'm going to heal him.
Such
Depends
a
on his
bastard.
answers.
You're the meanest cleric I've ever played with, besides Everlorn, who doesn't like kobolds, but we'll talk about that another time. But so he leans back against the cabinetry and he says, I don't know what happened. I was here and the door opened, but no one was standing there, and the next thing I knew, did I get stabbed? What?
Yeah.
This is my favorite fucking shirt!
Yep.
Black Star, you had a note here. I didn't open it, but it's not on me. It's not where I had it in my pocket. It came on messenger, but there's a package too. Yes. And he goes over and he presses like what appears to be like a punch pad of some sort on the inner side of the cabinet door, and he like puts a couple buttons on it, and it pops open, and inside there's just like a kind of a dark well, but you can see glints of different kind of metal objects and things, and a couple of like brown wrapped packages with strings around them. And he pulls out a shoebox sized package and wrapped in brown paper with a piece of twine tied around it to keep it closed. He says, "Which one of you is Magvaris?"
This guy.
I'll walk up to him and
So I'm afraid I don't have the letter as I had it on me, as I was told you'd be here today. But I don't know what I did with the letter, but I have this package. It was sent here by courier for you. Here, and he gives you this shoebox size package.
nice. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll cast a prayer of healing on him.
Okay. So 10 minutes go by. You sing your praise to Erm or Perego if you like spaghetti. And
As he's doing that, I will explain to him how, like, the guy who killed him, basically.
An assassin. Ha, this calls
Elf
for
assassin.
measures. How much do you explain to him?
I explained what he looks like and who he was affiliated with at the tournament, and that he teleported from here, and I show him the circle that's on the ground.
Okay. So he teleported from here. Do you tell him that he went to Yendel, or?
Sure.
Well, tomorrow is the equinox, and the king will be crowned. There could be bad blood in play. I can see that. Perhaps something needs done about this. Yes, a mission it is! And he pulls out a piece of paper and starts to write thoroughly quickly,
Yes.
scribbling down things, and he writes on here. It's like, he taps his quill a moment, dips it in ink, taps it again, and he starts to write, and he slides it across the counter, and there's like a skull. He drew a skull and crossbones, and he wrote, assassination of the Yendel king and disruption of the realm to be stopped by an appropriate band of adventurers. Reward, 5,000 gold, and clearing of their names for crimes committed amongst Grenweld's own Summerside. And he slides it over at you and notices you're short, and he kind of pushes it off the edge of the counter, and it floats down into your hand as you grab it. Okay.
I read it, I say, holy cow, Calcine, look at this. That's the best calligraphy I've seen this trip.
Hey,
It's very nice.
Stu,
Sprinkle some sand on it.
any chance you can make it 6,000? There are 6 of us.
He looks over and he reaches over the counter and he connects the part of the 5 that has he makes it a 6. He
Easy fix.
It's like an ugly ass 6. Like if you fuck up and you're trying to write a 5 and you fix it, it's the same thing. That's the only part that's not all super perfect calligraphy too. Like the numbers are just kind of bullshit, and he fixes the 5. And he's
I know
like,
you're
He
feeling-
knows exactly what is being charged. What we're being charged with, and he was just like, "Oh, here's your package."
yeah, because he doesn't care. The dagger board as a rule is relatively neutral. and because you're members of the Dagger Board and you've committed high like quality jobs, he also defers to that versus any rumors or hearsay.
What if they stay so neutral? What gives him authority to clear our name? I guess.
Well, we have deep pockets, and that is a big step in the right direction when it comes to clearing names. And we'll grease the wheels. I think if you can stop the dethroning of the proper heir to Yendal as well, you may very well have the favor of some high, powerful individuals of the realm. So between those things, I'm sure we can work out something for your benefit.
I kind of view it as the Dagger Board is if Switzerland were just a bunch of mercenaries.
Right. Except that they get involved.
Switzerland can't grease those kinds of wheels.
Yeah,
well,
and
they have a lot of watches.
The
and
Dagger
chocolate.
Board, as a rule, too, the Dagger Board has not given you missions that had politics involved. So this is the first like political signed off mission that he's given, and it may very well be the fact that he's got 6 holes in him that are no longer 6 holes that has pushed him over. Because once you cross the Dagger Board, like you
done did
all
it.
bets are off. Yeah.
I do want to ask him about the jewelry now.
Oh, sure. Anything in particular? I mean, you have your ears pierced, or
The rings.
okay. So this is actually a ring of sharp archery. It's important that for archers to have good aim, and this happens to speed up the aiming process for them. So it's actually a very powerful magic item that was donated about 100 years ago from a dying member of the guild.
Is Jill Sara here?
I was gonna say, does that grant sharpshooter without the can't move?
It doesn't grant sharpshooter. It takes away the need to not move so you can sharpshoot aim, but then still take half. You get half your movement instead of having to stand still when you steady aim.
You mean steadying? Yeah.
Yeah. So Josara, typically when you steady aim, you can't move. This gives you the ability to move half movement. So
that's great.
So I can shoot while I'm moving, or I can just still have moved. Or
you can move half movement if you were to buy this $5,000 ring. The other one here is a ring of mounted friendship. So if you can mount something, you have an advantage to animal handling skills.
Oh, not where I was going with that. Okay.
How much?
It's only $2,500 for that one. It makes it for anybody who's a cavalier or somebody who wants to ride into mounted combat. If they lose their steed and they try to take somebody else's horse they don't know, it gives them advantage on the animal handling.
Okay, what about the earrings?
The earrings are earrings of the diabetic. They allow you to eat as many sugary substances as you'd like. And instead of rotting your teeth, they actually give you a +2 to charisma, or an advantage on charisma saves when discussing food. They're very specific.
Okay.
Okay, wait. These are great, so you might as well tell me what they all are.
So that one's 1,500 gold. Because it's fantasy.
Webb's already got his wallet out.
He's like, yes! I definitely have 150 platinum for that. The bracers are bracers of the Berserker. They are known to grant an extra rage per day, which is stupid, and I hate it.
Yeah,
but it's fine. 10 grand for that one.
Does the ring have to be attuned? Not the ring.
It does have to be attuned. All of these require attunement. And let's see what else is in there that I haven't mentioned.
You said a necklace and a crown.
The necklace is the Eye of the Divination Master. It gives advantage on your divination rolls each day, which is broken as well, and it is also 10,000 gold. So, to be clear, you get those 2 portents a day. So now you get 4, and you keep the better 2 on each roll.
The better 2 or the 2 of your choice? Because sometimes you want a low one.
I'm okay with choice. Because it's 10,000 gold, and it needs attunement. So, if you'd like the Eye of the Diviner necklace for the hag, it's 10,000 GP, and it will give you your choice of 2 rolls twice every day. And there's one more thing that we need to come across, and it is going to be something for Magvaris, obviously. What did I not say? I can't even
crown.
remember. A crown. Oh yeah, the crown of the priest lord. It is really super nice. It actually will, when talking about godly things, you have an advantage to convince crowds that your way is the right way and others are full of shit. So if you were to attune to the crown, Magvarus, and speak to a crowd of individuals and try to convince them that the way of Perego beats, like, say, for instance, the new way or the something like that, you would have advantage on that roll. It's only 5,000 gold.
Magvarus, look, it's the crown of righteous gemstones.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy that.
I mean, I'm assuming that you guys are all buying these super, super special 6 people items.
Yeah,
But-
for sure.
I'm not
Amar-
buying mine.
Oh,
No, I'm gonna pass.
What
Yeah, I don't need an extra rage, honestly.
what was my was mine a ring? Was it earrings? Was it
yours was
Bracelets.
The earrings of the diabetic.
the earrings of the diabetic. Yep. But and you have to activate it with a word. You have to say diabetes.
I have to say Wilford Brimley. And they are giant hoop earrings. Like Real Housewives of
Yeah.
New York City.
I'm for it. That's real. They're giant and they're gold and they're gaudy. So
Yeah.
now our 1'4" halfling Pudge Master has these giant earrings that are half his size. I love that.
I'm gonna get the
Yes.
ring.
Are they in the party sheet?
No, I made them all up. Please just create them.
Oh.
So
I'm not
just,
getting
yeah,
the Mount Me ring though. I want the other one.
You don't want the Mount Me ring?
Nope.
That's
That's
no
something.
fun.
I think you can get that at Cirilla's.
So the quick
See that in
aim
the
ring,
case.
or however you want to call it, and you guys could just name them. Make sure you list what they do, because I already forgot all of them. So, but yeah, no. Hopefully you guys love those, and I'm sorry that the rage didn't work out, Megan. I'll think of something better for you to find later. Anything else you guys need? This is Stu Warris, by the way. As there's Stuart and Stu Warris and Stu Lana, all the stews for the stewards.
What does my earrings do again?
They give you advantage when speaking about food with your charisma checks.
Okay, cool. And no diabetes and
Yeah, you
perfectly
can't
white
get
teeth.
diabetes. You will not have it. You will not lose limbs. You will not have any problems. I
Do I have to, like,
background,
I've never-
but I will.
I've never created an item like this, so do I need to put something in there that allows me to do the movement?
That
Just
allows
go
you to
with
what?
To be able to have the half movement?
No, because it's not something that's affected that
Good
your
to know.
character doesn't have. It's just something we have to do as people anyhow. So you're good.
These people.
As the persons.
I'm a rumble.
All right, there goes. I just threw the whatchamacallit thing too. If anybody wants to join the siren. I don't know if it works or not. Sometimes it seems like it doesn't work sometimes, but whatever. All right, so cool. So you guys do that. You guys got all your little items. The Stu Warris is there. He's chilling. He thanks you for bringing him back to life as he realizes that's just what happened. As he knocks the dust off his body. Did you roll your portents for today already, Eric?
Did I roll them? No, I still have the last one from the other time I rolled. You want me to roll some? I'll roll.
Yeah, you should probably get
Is
them.
there a new day yet?
It will be. What is your guys' plan then? Are you guys planning to go ahead and head to Yendel from right now, or are you going to rest and then go?
I definitely could use a rest, guys. I mean, I can get us there, but I ain't going to be working nothing else.
Yeah, that's fine. We can stay the night.
We can rest. I guess we could rest when we're there, but it's kind of enemy territory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stu Warris has said, obviously I can put you up here if you don't have other accommodations, or I've heard that the inn, the inn downtown is pretty nice if you'd like it. I've never stayed there.
I'll stay here at the dagger board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can stay here.
Okay, so you guys all probably stay, I assume, at the dagger board, and you'll get a long rest off. It's the safest place to be, minus the fact that somebody died here recently, but it's not his fault. Delete effect, rest. There we go. Boop. Everybody rested. New Way Monk gone. Wallace the Bet Taker's out of here, and I got everybody else. All right, very, very good. So you guys rest. Wake up the next day. There's a plethora of food to eat. If there's anything else you guys are wanting before we go, the insignias on the ground for the spell to take you to Yendel.
So that teleport's going to take us to the place where I went, right? That like little weird
To the
room
closet.
closet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let them know that. Like, do you guys want to go to the broom closet, or do you want to go somewhere else?
It's gonna look funky if we show up in a broom closet, isn't it?
Well, there's not a lot of room in there either. How about this? How about we? I know of a spot kind of on the outskirts from the garden.
Well, should we also discuss what we're actually going to do?
Yeah, let's make a plan.
I mean, I don't want to be the one to say it, but we have two very conflicting missions happening right now. And I feel like we kind of need to make a decision on, I don't know, the Vontaria thing. And then clearing our names, what's important.
I mean, I'm whatever you guys want to do. I don't care. Either way. Sounds like we're supposed to kill this guy, right?
What were we supposed to kill?
We're supposed to keep the king from. We're supposed to stop an assassination attempt.
Oh, they don't want us to kill the king.
So we have to protect the king.
Well, the king's dying. The king is the idea is the king is going to be dead soon, regardless. But maybe someone is vying for the throne, and maybe going to try to circumvent the proper lineage.
Correct.
So it's not that you need to save the king because his ass dead. He's like almost 2,000 years old, and he's just an old ass elf, and he's on his deathbed, and he is supposed to name the new king tomorrow morning, and then there's going to be a ceremony tomorrow evening to basically have the new king take his throne.
So we have to be there to prevent shenanigans, basically.
We have to make sure the king can make his announcement.
It sounds like
We just
both.
have to-
We have to be there when he announces it, and then also at the ceremony, because those would both be ripe opportunities for someone to meddle.
But also, Vontario wants us to drop this package somewhere by the king, right?
She wants us to kill him, right?
She wanted you guys to, at the ceremony that evening, crack the package and fucking dip.
I think we should not. I think we should not do that.
I think we go there, and if they're a bunch of a-holes, then we use the package. But if they're good people, then we save them.
Well, what it comes down, who do we want on our side? Do we
Like,
want?
If they're dwarves, if they're the dwarves that we dealt with in the crystal, then I'm just like, yeah, let's leave that package for them, because they were all a-holes.
So the concern with Vontario was that the regime is in need of change. They don't have any desire to rule, but the current regime is not ruling properly, correct?
Yeah, so she's afraid that whoever ascends to the throne after this guy who's been on the throne for so long is just going to take the elves in a way that she's not comfortable with. So she thinks that this family just doesn't deserve another shot at it after almost over 1,000 years of being in power. She thinks that it's time for new blood to take the throne. That's kind of that's the feeling, the kind of the thoughts you got. And there are a few viable bastard children out there that we found out about that we don't necessarily for sure know who they are, but we kind of have an idea maybe. And then we also have some other more less bastard hidden children that could come into play as the viable extended into the film.
This might be a good time for
A game of
Sister
Twister.
Agnes to jump in and like cast some kind of divination. Like, is there a right thing to do in this situation?
Oh, in the tangled threads where secrets blend, cryptic command tell to send to drop the package to spill blood's ink. While Jude the sink stands on the brink. Ha ha, yes. Yes! Yes!
I think that was your
So
answer.
drop the package.
So Agnes wants us to drop the package.
Yeah, even more convinced now that she's just super evil.
Wait, do we have any other like information that could help us decide what to do? Like, does anyone actually know what the deal is with Yendel?
I mean, Yendel is one of the
I
last.
sat down and talked to Vontaria for a while, and I felt like I got a lot of information out of her.
And you trust her?
I honestly trust that she's more neutral than anything.
Because
It's a weird thing to say about a package being dropped off that's clearly going to do some chaos, but
well,
she doesn't want the crown.
I do recall also that before we left Summerside, our friend there, Vontarian, didn't he say he would try to clear our names too?
Mm-hmm. He's working on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, either way, we might be in the clear after this.
Biggest concern, right?
I mean, it's a concern.
So I think it just comes down to what do we want to do?
I don't really want to kill people.
I find myself also not typically up for killing innocents. I'm all about killing and fighting and chaos and violence, but also maybe not against those who aren't willing to be participating in said violence.
Right.
But on the other hand,
That's
like,
some sort of help.
like monarchies are mostly bullshit anyway, so
And this is like, there's two monarchies left in the world. One, you guys basically were at the Civil War at the collapse of it as the Dwarven King died. And this is the really other one. There's the quote-unquote democracy, which is really more of an oligarchy here in Grenweld. That's ran by mostly nobles on the council. And then there's Red Orse, which is just it's like a bunch of nation states in Red Orse. And then there's I'm leaving one out. Morzanth, which is
Sister Agnes will kind of get closer to you and get a little quieter and look almost a little saner for a second. So just kind of look you all in the eyes and look around. In the murky depths where choices entwine, the justification echoes a moral line. Sometimes in shadows one must wield the blade. Do what's unwanted in the cleansing cascade.
I just
There's
don't
a real big push for dropping this package.
Yeah, now I'm less gung ho about dropping the package, just because I do agree with Calene that we might kill someone that shouldn't be ruling there, but we also might kill a bunch of innocent civilian bystanders. So I'm not okay with that.
Magvaris, what's in your package?
I don't know yet. I haven't opened it. It's something to help the church in Yendel, the church of Prego. So I don't think it's a bomb.
In my time of snooping and stealthing through the Yendel castle, did I get the sense of who they were gonna pick for their new?
You did snoop for it was like a day or two. You were fucking just zipping around, flying, invisible, smelling all the cupcakes or whatever he could. I mean, most of the staff that you would hear as you were pilfering sweets from the kitchen seemed to, I mean, they weren't really talking about it openly per se, but historically, and it's been some time since something's happened, the eldest son takes the space of the father.
And what were their words about the eldest son?
Just, I mean, that he's kind of a doof. Like, he's not very tactician. He's not much of a tactician. He's not much of a warrior. He's not great at wizarding. He's just been kind of a 1,000-year pompous. He's like maybe 700 years old. He's just been living the life of luxury for a long time, and he can fight a little. He can cast a couple of spells, but he's not any particular badass leader.
He's nothing special.
Dane, can you remind me? I don't have it written down. How far away from the package she said to be?
It was. I don't 100% remember off the top of my head. I think it was over 120 feet.
All right. I think that we should seriously consider dropping it. Just, I don't know. I trust the old crone for whatever reason. But
and you can explain that reason.
Huh?
Do you explain that reason? What's your rationale for trusting this evil-looking woman?
Do you have reason for not trusting her?
Yeah, she looks evil as shit.
Kind of Team
That's why I
Maglaris
don't
here.
Don't you have the ability to
Terrifying.
detect good and evil?
Let me check.
He's like, I just
Isn't that
kill
like
what makes me
main
mad.
cleric ability, regardless of like what type of cleric you are.
Can I make an insight check on
Not
this
like part
hag?
of your channel divinity or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think all I can do is like.
Apparently, the stream is glitching real bad.
Actually, turn undead is the other thing I can do with channel divinity.
A 21 insight on the hag.
She speaks what she knows to be the truth.
She wants us to drop this package.
That's not what I said. I said she speaks what she believes is the truth.
Boy.
The radius is 120 feet.
She wants us to like plant this basically on the king, right?
I mean, just within 120 feet of the royal family is kind of the consensus, I think.
You feel like if we do that, it's going to be the dwarf switch situation all over again?
I guess I feel like letting a coronation or a change of power take place can always be reversed later. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe see how it goes. Maybe it's not as bad as you think it's gonna be.
And besides, they're not really paying us to do this, right?
Well,
No.
Vontaria, what did she say about paying you guys?
She didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not that I've written down, so.
What if we do?
Also-
What if we do nothing?
Out of left field.
That would make us lazy, wouldn't it?
Well,
I mean,
maybe.
why not go there and we can make a decision on whether we want.
Yeah, I think we go and kind of feel it out. To be
Got it.
honest.
I got an idea. Okay, we teleport in. I make us all look like we're just elves. We're just like in the court. I know what those people look like. I can make us all look like that. And we can just get the scuttlebutt of what's going on, get to know the players, and get some more of those delicious elven cupcakes. Wherever they're at. Sweet sugar.
I'm gonna be real honest. No one's gonna believe that I'm an elf.
They will. They will, because you're just
transform
going
me
to...
into an elf. No one's gonna
I'm
believe it.
gonna
I'm
be
gonna
real
get
honest.
all all of the cultural things that I need to do to be a convincing elf, I'm going to completely miss.
I'll put a helmet on you. You'll be our special elf.
Agnes will cackle and like nod and be like, through the twisted trails where shadows wend, the call to go journeys to attend. Nod, and she'll like keep nodding. To show them the dark star's cryptic glow, a path foretold in shadows we go. And she'll like point to Webb and like nod.
Yeah. What she said. Or he said. All right, so broom closet or garden?
It seems wherever they're going to be less upset about us showing up.
Well, I can get us to that garden
Security,
spot. It's pretty hidden. The spot I can get us to, there's nobody there, and then we can kind of pop out in the garden court.
Well, we are an official dagger board business, right? We have like some sort of documentation to show that we're hired to protect it.
Yeah, but we don't know who can see that or not.
Yeah, we don't know who can be trusted.
Trust? Right.
I mean, you have a memo saying like, basically investigate the potential overthrowing of the Yendolian government and stop any bad up and comings that could be coming.
Okay, we can use that as like a hey, we're the good guys.
Bad guys can pretend to be good guys though too.
Such as in this case.
Put us in the garden.
Okay, garden it is, and then we can.
I got a vote for the garden.
Elves.
Is that everybody on the garden? I mean, that's just Calene. I mean, you guys are.
Yeah, garden sounds better than the closet.
Garden's good.
Garden. Okay, and then once we get there, I'll turn us into elves. How about that? Or I could do it ahead of time. We could just be elves now.
I'm already at half elf.
We'll make you full.
A dream come true.
All right, so I'm gonna get everybody around, and I'm going to use my 5th level spell called Seeming. We're gonna all seem like a bunch of cool Yendel elves.
I better check this spell because I feel like you made it up for this particular.
No, it's real.
I believe that to be correct.
I feel like
it's magic.
I feel like it would make Roland like blonde.
He comes out looking totally like a different kind of elf.
We just get into the character creator and we just change hair.
Right. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's take a look at this little spell here. The 5th level illusion. Oh my god, my computer's running slow. I probably.
Would you like me to read it for you?
Allows you to change the appearance of any number of creatures you can see within range. You give each target you choose a new illusionary appearance. Changes wrought by the spell fail to hold up a physical inspection. A creature can use its action to inspect the target, make an intelligence check against your spell save DC to see that it's disguised. Pretty straightforward illusion. I like it.
Yeah, this would not possibly work on you though. It only allows you to increase your height by like 1 foot.
Right,
He's an elf.
I'm a little elf.
Yeah, it'd be a dwarf elf.
This is my son.
A little dwarven elf.
Webby.
A little bearded dwarven elf.
You're not gonna be bearded, not if you're an elf.
All right, guys, we got to go outside for this one. And we'll go back out by the dagger board. I'm going to find the biggest tree I can find. That looks like we could probably fit through. And I will cast Transport via Plants. And we will teleport to the garden in Yendel.
Wait, what is
I was curious how you were planning on getting to the garden. I was kind of letting it simmer down until like you came up with it, and I'm glad I did.
Yes.
Webb is using every high-powered dumbass spell that he has in his repertoire. I can't stand
Now,
it.
I'm not going to be able to do anything when we start fighting, but I'm getting this there in grand fashion.
Was that a magical secret? Like, isn't that a druid spell?
Yep.
Oh my god, bro.
I got it just for this one reason.
This spell creates a magical link between a larger inanimate plant within range at any distance of the same plane of existence. You could go travel
Any distance.
any distance, so he can just go around flapping and patting trees from now on, and like, all right, come back through this fucking oak. I can't.
He just like opens the bark like a door and walks in.
Well, I hope you're happy, Evan. You've officially broken D&D for me.
Well, that's not true.
I'm gonna close up shop here, folks. It's been a real nice 4 years of gaming for this.
It is a 7th level spell, so
6th, but yeah.
Why? Oh, you're right. 6th level.
But yeah, it's incredible that you took the magic secrets just to get a druid spell like a chump bitch. But I appreciate it, and if you didn't already have inspiration, I'd have given it to you.
That's what we call committing to the bit.
God almighty. Well, I mean, you are from the Prowling Jungle. It does make you do have druids in the family, or like rangers at least. All right, so it sounds like you guys are gonna do that. It's bright and early. You're gonna wake like full long rest, and then wake up first thing before first light, even, and then grab onto the tree and just dip, dodge, and dip.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. How long does your seeming spell last?
8 hours.
Christ almighty. Oh, God. All right. So you guys get there at 8:57 a.m. No. You get there just before dawn, and you guys appear in the garden, and you walk into this garden. It's a pretty plush and large garden. Obviously it's an elven high castle garden here. You guys walk in, lots of plants all over the place. You guys step through a tree and come out another tree of sorts. And in this garden, it is, you step out and there's about 10 elves in different areas of the garden, walking or going different directions. None of them even notice you guys kind of step out of the foliage. And now you 6 are in the Yendelian castle, looking like well-dressed, noble-type elves, with one elf child ring-bearer type. The castle itself is pretty big. The air smells cleaner here, better here. There's less noise. It is early, and the fact that there's 10 elves walking around is crazy because it's literally before dawn, but your best guess is they're preparing for this large ceremony. By the way, all of you are missing the ceremony going on this morning at dawn for Butters and his betrothed.
Well, that's why we got the ring.
Yeah, and
He knows we wanted to be there.
I gave him that nice dowry. I'll send him a card.
I feel like we've done a lot for that kid.
He's going to come up.
We completely transformed his life.
We made him.
10 days.
Within 10 days, he learned how to be a 15th level fighter. It's crazy.
Kid would still be schlepping stalls if it wasn't for
I
us.
feel like over the 10 days, you guys were up before dawn every morning doing the Rocky scenes.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. And he's charging up the stands and carrying weights and swinging
Webb.
a two-handed sword repetitively over, getting into it. Within it is weighted too. And he's practicing going down to a knee, marry me, Genevieve, just hoping that you'll give him the championship, betrothal.
Webb standing on the weight sled, just eating churros.
By the end of the 10th day, he can barely stand. Yes, because of the heaviness that Webb has gained. I think Webb not only gets shorter, he also gets wider every game.
He doesn't lose weight. It just is disproportionate.
He has weight, that's for sure. All right, but the garden is a pretty open space overall. You guys do manage to get onto the Yendelian campus or grounds.
Oliver's there too, right?
Oliver's not there.
Oh, okay.
Because bringing a giant griffin in didn't make a lot of sense. All
right, I'll just resummon him later.
Can you summon him where he has to travel the whole distance, or
No, it takes another 10 minutes. I just have to cast a spell again.
Okay.
It's fine.
I wouldn't put him there. I wouldn't think it would make sense. But you guys are there, and the ceremony's going on. Webb knows pretty well knows the halls, not perfectly, but well enough, and he can lead you wherever he'd like. The Great Hall is where the festivities will take place.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a tour, essentially.
Okay, so you're walking around, and you're the smallest, and you're talking, and over here, are you talking in common?
No, I'm talking in Elven.
Do you speak Elven?
I do. Remember, because I had Sylvan. You're like, that's dumb. Get rid of
that is dumb.
You now speak Elven.
That's right. Okay, go ahead and roll a deception check for me. I think everybody should maybe do that.
Group deception.
Yeah.
We take an average.
There we go.
You guys
29.
I would give you advantage because of the fact that you all look like elves. But you'll have disadvantage if you don't speak Elven and you start talking. So
Natural 20.
So Webb in perfect
nice.
high elf diction is over here just laying it on. And over here we have the palace gates. And to your left you can see the statues of the former king, as there's only been one other. Since the elves have come here, there's not been much of that going on. Just a blank fucking document. That's great. But yeah, he definitely is showing things off. Magvaris is the clunkiest. Doosh, 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 like he walks. He's got this adamantine armor that does not sound anything like silks of the finest cloth. You know what I mean? Like it's doing the Lord's work, Magvaris. I'm proud of you.
In one of the hallways that we're going down, there's a really long mirror, and as we look over, you guys can all see your elven selves. Now describe it to me. What do you guys look like?
Okay, please. That's great.
I already said the same, but blonde.
Blonde.
I'm already an elf.
You're a new elf now.
You now have green hair.
Yeah, instead of blue. And blue skin instead of green. So it's just inverted.
Sure.
Yeah.
I somehow still look like an old lady just with an elf. I'm just like, you're like, oh shit, that is a fucking old elf.
Because elves don't really age, so an old-looking elf is like
saying
dead.
Something.
I'm like a super buff elf that's like much slimmer than my stocky human form, but like just like strong enough to wield adamantine armor. So like a little bit, like quite a bit stronger than like a normal elf, but just like still like kind of slender, you know.
You're catching a lot of looks from the lady elves that we're passing.
Of course.
As is the way, right?
Calcene, what do you look like?
An elf
Like
with a
I'm
butcher's
mad about
bib.
being here.
Like I'm mad that we're here. The butcher.
Sorry, someone grab her helmet.
I look like there's no way I'm going to speak to anything. I don't know what's going on because I can't understand anyone. So I look more confused than I look comfortable, for sure.
Yes.
And I guess I just look tall and elf-like.
I look like the little
I've got red
boy.
hair since I don't have red skin.
Oh, little baby.
That's actually pretty fun that you have like the red hair. Is there a baby somewhere?
Yeah, Roland's got.
Oh,
a
there
baby.
I see. Let me see my niece. Show me the child. Up to your left. To your left. That's just a belly.
The
Oh,
Patsy's
there we go.
bigger than she is.
Yeah, baby. That's my baby. You guys, that's my niece.
So cute.
My step blood runs through her veins.
Step blood runs through her veins.
This is the lineage we're here for.
I know, right? Oh, that's my stepsisters. I mean, you know, but that's my step blood. I can dig it.
Cute.
Awesome. Very, very excited about that.
Webb looks like the little boy from Shrek 3 that just says, "Do the roar."
Do the roar. That's perfect.
I love you, Daddy.
I'm perfect for that. All right. Let's see if I got any of these. All right, so we have this guy. These are just going to be really good times, so here you go. Do the roar. That's all I've ever needed, so thank you for that. I've always wanted to have a D&D game where something from Shrek made it across borders.
Shrek 3 of all Shreks.
Yes, we have chosen well. All right, so you guys get here. I'm going to share this with you. I've taken a new turn on how I want to do maps, so I kind of like this concept better. As you see, you guys, he starts showing you around. He does show you to the throne room. You guys come into the throne room, and there's 4 elven acolytes milling around over here. Look like they're preparing the area. They're putting streamers out and, fence velvet roped golden stands. Hey, Greenie, thanks for coming by. Don't forget to use your Amazon Prime to subscribe. But they seem to be getting things ready, and if you let's go ahead and with insight checks all around.
22.
You get the feeling, Webb, I mean, especially with the 22, that'll be enough for you to tell anybody else that needs to hear it. You get a feeling that they are kind of hastily getting things ready, as if they expect this. It's like they were ready for this whole time, but then now that it's here, they're like, oh God, we have so much to do, and they're like running around, they're getting stuff ready. They're none of the gente, none of the people of the town have made it here yet to get set to be ready for the announcement. So are you guys going to just hang out here, or because right now there's
I'd like to investigate the room.
Okay. The room is mostly cleared. There's, like you see, there's large pillars holding up the ceiling. There's basically essentially a large throne with a covered ceiling above it there, like you see in the picture.
Have the hors d'oeuvres arrived yet?
The hors d'oeuvres have not arrived.
So we toured basically the whole kind of castle here.
Yeah, and you guys have toured the whole castle. It's been about an hour since you've been here. And you come here, and then two would appear to be like highly trained archer warriors come in from the sidelines and kind of take up positions. A trumpet sounds off in the distance behind you guys a good ways. And it seems like the procession starts beginning because the acolytes kind of scatter to the sides, coming towards you, and they start to kind of ferret you guys into the one side or the other. So they try to put you guys essentially on the other side of these ropes that you can't see on each, and they do the same. They kind of give Agnes a strange look because she's the oldest elf they've even seen. So, but yeah, they kind of get you guys off to the side a bit, shrink you down as you move away.
Did we? So we didn't uncover anything in our investigation.
No, nothing seems out of place necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily, and I'd like to look for I don't know, maybe more of a suggestion to Josara, like to look for spots that a sniper might be located, or like weird shit like that, like just places to be on the lookout while this whole thing is going on for shady looking people.
Are there multiple levels to this room?
Multiple levels to this room?
Mm-hmm.
Like there are balconies?
Balcony.
Oh yeah, there aren't actually like extra levels above. No, there's some windows along the back there that look out into the gardens that you guys were in. This is a pretty open chamber. There's not a lot of places to hide besides the pillars themselves. It appears to be where the king probably at some point in time took audience.
I want to check for any like trap doors or like holes in the floor that I could, anything like that.
Okay, so you start wandering around your side and doing such. Okay.
Sarah would back up and lurk off into the pillars. Not Nick Elsine. Heard. Let's go find some sneaky spots.
Okay, so let's just do some investigation checks then.
I don't know who's got the best intelligence, but I'd like to give them a boost.
Okay.
Jilsara with a 20. I got a 15.
Okay. I actually had a 22 because I can't go below 10.
Nice.
Right, because rogues are broken.
Yeah. Well, since everyone already rolled, I don't need to do that.
Okay, so 22 you say?
Yeah.
Is their highest? Okay, so 22. You guys look around. There don't appear to be any trapdoors. What the fuck is happening? Why isn't this working? I'm trying to grab this and it's not fucking liking me. I hate when stuff is slow and like crappy. Oh yeah, it's just bugging out. That's why. Come on, you know you want to. There it goes. All right, so you guys look around. There's not much going on. As you guys are like doing your looking around and checking things out, though, the place does kind of start to fill up. and it looks like there's about 300 elves in here after all very swanky and like well dressed and just all the things. Like they're the nicest like outfits and things, all very like silk and just rich, elegant, different whatchamacallits. And after about an hour of people milling around in a wheelchair, in wheels the king with his family, like his children. They wheel him in and they put him in front of the throne. He looks emaciated. He's very gaunt and pale. His dark circles under his eyes. He is definitely near the end of his reign. And they put him right at the end there. There's a couple of elite-looking soldier elves that stand attention to him, more ceremonial than anything. And let's go ahead with some perception checks as well, since I know you guys are all paying mad attention.
Does he have one of those like blankets over his lap, like
yeah.
most wheelchair people do? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He does.
My passive perception is 22, just for your knowledge.
Okay. You didn't notice it passively.
And 29 is my active perception.
You'll notice that he has not a lot. He's mostly just in his like kind of vestments or whatever of the king. He has a large silver crown. Maybe it's platinum. You're not sure, but it's a very simple but and yet elegant crown. The thing that you notice the most though is the like almost grayish colored pulsating gem on a necklace on his neck.
Who's on my side here? Jilsara and Roland.
Mm-hmm.
I'll point that out to them, like the crown and the gem.
Sarah's gonna go. How much do you think that's worth?
Calene sees it too. Calene got a 26.
Good enough. My stuff is like.
So my side also is aware.
Your what?
My side of people is also aware.
Okay, so you're gonna tell him.
Webb said he was telling the people on his side, "Hey, check that out."
No, I know.
And I also am able to say, "Hey, be aware of this thing."
My fantasy grounds is struggling. Is your guys' struggling?
Not really doing anything.
No, I'm just trying to like move your fucking tokens, and it's like jumping up and down and doing nothing.
Probably this fancy map you have.
It's literally a picture. It shouldn't be that deep.
It's all this 3D, man.
Oh god, it's super annoying. It's fine. I'm just gonna. Okay, that's fine. All right. So anyway, he rolls out there. The time is going. The trumpets sound again. A couple of people wheel harps in. They start playing the harps in the background.
While this is all happening, the hag has to have some insight into what that could possibly be, I would assume, so I would ask if she's got any idea what's going on with that gem.
I look over at you, and I'm just like, I don't know, but it's probably bad.
Yeah.
Your voice has changed significantly.
It's the disguise.
Yeah, that disguise is something else.
This is what it'll sound like, okay?
Okay. Anyway, so the harp started playing. Everything's kind of like coming up to a crescendo. The king has been wheeled out. His children all stand before him. And he announces his eldest son to be the heir to the throne. He says, after much deliberation and thought over this and the last 1,000 years of my reign has been a wonderful time. And we have flourished as a race here in Yendel. And we've managed to stay away from others. And I trust my son will continue to, be apart from the rest of the world and to protect the elves from the influences of the darkness that could be encroaching our very front doors. I will not look into the eye of tradition and name someone who is not the eldest male heir as the new ruler of Yendel. But here today on this night of equinox, my son shall be crowned to take my place. And there's like a like loose scattering of applause. It's not like super it's not like rambunctious at all. Like it's like kind of polite, like, oh hey, yeah, all right, let's go. That sounds good. Hail the kings of Yendel! Forever live the kings of Yendel! It's all in Elven, so if you don't speak Elven, you're like, what is happening?
Oh, I speak Elven.
So Webb's fully aware, and like half of you are like,
Jelsara speaks Elven.
well, yeah, so does Roland.
Doing snaps. She's like, yay.
It's Magvaris, Calene, and Jean that we don't know. I don't know about.
It's the whole left
I have
side.
no idea what's going on.
The left side's oblivious.
She's only elf in the room picking her nose, you know, like, like fuck it, I don't know what's going on.
I'm not that uncouth.
Oh, okay, well. You wear a bloody butcher bib as a garment, so I don't know if I believe that. But
which I didn't take off, by the way.
right.
Yeah.
Well, it's an illusion, though.
Yeah.
They're
I think my
illusions
dog
of the
knows.
finery. Okay. So that has been done. The crowd, it kind of makes their rounds. People shake his hand. The other siblings do the things. The son that you recognize, Webb, the third the youngest son, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
He seems calm and quiet.
This is the one that I saw with the weird
With the assassin.
murderous guy.
Yeah.
I'll let my side know who that is.
Okay. Okay, and the room starts to kind of go out. There's another hall off to a couple doors away that people start to go towards. It's another great hall of sorts that has tables set up with all kinds of different delicacies available for eating. They're starting to have like a kind of a brunch party to celebrate the soon to be newly coronated king of Yendel.
Can I go get some food?
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys can all go get some food.
I go up. I'm like the first one in line.
Like pushes his way to the front, and they're like, "Why is that like short elf's fingers feel so chubby?" And he pushes me aside.
That is the fattest elf child of all time.
If we get within, like, kind of really would like to know more about that necklace.
I was thinking maybe you'd slide the gift from Vontarius like straight up there and open it like a Ghostbusters box, like.
Would I have an opportunity to speak to any of the sons?
So they're all shaking hands essentially and kissing babies as of right now. So I mean, you could definitely work your way around into the crowd to congratulate him on his soon-to-be coronation and to, I don't know, offer condolences or, hey, your turn will come if he ever dies in battle, which we all know he doesn't do because he's not a warrior.
I'll let Calene, Magvaris, and the hag know that, like the conversation that was had by the king in the hall, and point out the youngest brother as well.
I'd like to can I get within 60 feet of the king?
Yeah.
Then I'd like to use my magic awareness.
Okay.
Which
basically
then
to see
lets
what's
me
magical
see-
on him.
Well, it's going to let me see everything. So, any spell or magic item within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover, and the school it belongs to.
So the helmet on his the crown on his head has transmutation magic cast on it, and the necklace he's wearing has every school of magic swirling inside of it.
Oh.
That's normal.
That's not our other crystal that we're trying to find, is it?
Hard to say.
Mm.
Hard to say, but it's not normal. You've never seen anything else that you can remember having this same effect. Like as you were
Well,
looking
the
at it.
hag seems to know a lot of things, so I'm going to point out that that is something I have never seen before, and ask that question I just asked.
You're taken by prophecy, Jean. She points it out. You look at it. It catches your eye, and it kicks you into the normal tremors and shakes that happen when you're taken over by whatever prophecy pushes through your veins.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go ahead and drop any knowledge, that'd be fine. If you have any. If you don't, I'll just sit here and be like, well, good job.
The toll to pay, a sacred decree. The Godstone whispers 300 plea. To unlock the path where mysteries entwine, the cost revealed in shadows divine.
Lots of shadows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Godstone. So should we take that thing?
Just casually, so should we steal it?
Yeah, we need to steal it.
The greatest heist.
Let's just kill them all.
We do have a box bomb.
We do have a solution for that. Okay. It's been a long time since we've even had any contact with any of the Godstones. What's the goal? Like, what are we doing with the Godstones? What are we trying to? We're trying to just track them down. What are we doing with them?
Okay, so
Keeping them from being united together as one in a gauntlet to snap away.
Yes.
Off of...
We're gonna make a glove.
So the history of the Godstones is that each of them contains an ancient, powerful chaos god of some sort that has been trapped a long time ago and kept from the mortal realm to essentially allow the other lesser gods to rule and to like have their different the pantheon kind of be what it is, where you have Perego and you have all the other gods that we've written and talked about over time, whereas these older gods would probably just unwrap reality or destroy everything would just be nothing, or it's hard to say. You're not 100% sure what would happen, but you know that they don't have the realm's best interests and hearts if they're freed.
What's that? Leviathans? Is that what I'm thinking then?
Yeah, probably. I mean, to give you an idea of one of the Godstones that you guys may or may not realize, the crystal in Korsoth warped the minds of an entire population of dwarves to where they now are in the midst of a giant civil war, just chaotic.
Yeah, but so here's a question then, because you said it's the gem is trapping those, but we broke the one to stop whatever was happening.
Right, you did break it, and then it, was stolen.
Right, but if something was trapped inside, wouldn't that release it rather than stop the effect?
In theory, you're right, but the issue is it's magically trapped in there. Like, just breaking the object itself doesn't necessarily open it. There's a whole ritual that needs to be performed to release it. It might take away some of its power, or maybe stop it from having as much accumulated power of having sat for a millennia in the stones. It's hard, but you don't know. Like, you're no wizard. You're the least of the wizards here. I just have a little aptitude towards.
I thought we were going to eat the Godstones.
It's not a bad idea, is it?
Oh,
maybe it is a bad idea.
Just follow me on the. Within realms unseen, a cauldron's aglow. Godstone soup, where magics bestow. To draw from the divine essence entwined, a feast of might in the mystic we find.
Sometimes she's
this
hit.
One over here wants to make Godstone chowder.
Sometimes she's a hit, and sometimes she's a miss. But
she's so good.
I'm hungry now.
That actually makes a lot of sense, though. I mean, what better way to make sure that those gods stay trapped if, basically you just eat them, and then eventually they'll come out the other end.
Right.
But like in latrines, like across the world, So like we'll never be able to put those pieces back together.
No, that's true.
Yeah, the
We'll
plumbing
just
of the
seal them
ancient world is
inside of us,
definitely.
and we'll start
Wouldn't it
doing,
be
like,
easier to just
research.
drop pieces into said latrines instead of having to force those pieces out?
Yeah, but this hag's got a spastic colon and a few surprises up her sleeve, so I'm saying we do it.
That way we'll never know what latrines they're in.
It's a real
I
gamble.
don't know. I've been a lot of places.
She spreads
So-
her spastic Godstone colon across the nations.
Roland is going to approach the band and see if he can take a turn at one of the harps or other instruments.
So you walk up to them. You're obviously these harpists are harpists. Is that
Harpers.
harpers? Is it harpers? Harpers is
Harper.
like a whole thing.
Harperus.
Harperists, Harperiniums, the Harper nations, the Harpers, the Harpists, the Harps, the Harpers, the Harpers, the Harpers,
Harpies.
the Harpies. You walk up to them and you get a good case that they're a couple of harpies for sure. But they happen to be some of the prettiest, like, most elegant looking high elves you've ever come across. Both ladies, both just strumming away like fast as you've ever seen, better than you probably have seen yourself even do in some instances. And they don't ignore you per se, but they don't appear to be stopping what they're doing. Like they're not going to be like, oh yeah, let's chat for a minute. They're concentrating deeply on the harping.
I'm just going to start like tapping my armor and like get a little beat
You
going.
look like you're wearing silk, just to be clear.
Okay,
So-
wait.
You know,
Wait.
bang, 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 bang. What does he sound like he's made of metal when he's wearing finery?
Let me see what I have. I want to get a little tune going.
Where's the cowbell?
I don't have anything good.
Should have put that in the case.
Never mind.
Should have bought the ring of mounting. So yeah, some of you maybe went to eat. Are you going to go up to talk to the brothers? I know you guys have a couple of notions in mind that we were talking about doing things and stuff, but the stone itself, I mean, as you got 60 feet closer to it, Calene, the pit of your stomach was like gripped with dread. And then it was happy, and then it was dread, and then it was fear, and like you just kind of have this changing, continually swirling mix of emotions as you're staring at this stone, and you feel empty inside.
Let's take it.
Well, it certainly can't get into the hands of that assassin.
Oh,
Who you talking about? Me?
Guilty conscience runs wild.
How do we get it?
Is that the new plan? Are you guys like, now let's just do a
I could-
heist?
I could teleport, snatch it, and meet you guys somewhere.
Crazy enough to work.
You guys are all sitting at
We
that
still
one
haven't
table.
seen anything that shows that anyone's in danger. This has all been
Right.
very mundane.
Nothing has shown that there's anybody in danger as of so far. I mean, it just seems like he's made his announcement. Everything's going just fine. People are starting to go and get into the kitchen or the dining hall.
You like
the
Robin
vegetable-
Hood and like kiss the stone and then just suck it out. Hold it. No.
I feel like the package is definitely out now, because if we do the package, we can't get close, and then if it doesn't affect everybody, then we risk losing the stone.
Yeah, I feel like we can't do that because of the stone now.
Right.
So we either take the stone or we just protect them.
Yep.
I mean, you guys have 2 or
Right.
3 total choices. I mean, it's like you can essentially, like you guys talked about, you can try and steal the stone, or you can not. You can throw the package down, or you can not. If you throw the package down, it's time to run because she said, "Get the hell away." If you don't, I mean, you're basically sitting on this bomb or this package. And then what do you do? Like, how do you even introduce yourself? As of right now, you're all infiltrators. You know.
Yeah, I mean, technically, we could steal the stone and then throw the bomb, but honestly, these guys don't seem that bad. I don't feel like killing all of them. They're
So,
boring.
Yeah, like I said, it's all super mundane, like boring nothingness.
There's no non-elves here, right? It's all
Not a one. Not a single non.
And the king made a very specific comment about keeping Yendel separate.
Got a kind of
continuing
he's got a
legacy
very
of
Nazi-ish
not letting
vibe off him.
outsiders in.
He has a
What?
very like Nazi-ish type vibe. Like he's very pure, a purist with the elven lines.
Yeah.
No bloods.
He wouldn't like me.
No, it's probably best that you
You're an
look like an actual
abomination.
elf. You are an abomination.
You blonde abomination.
The blonde's the only part the king would have liked. His whole family's a bunch of rubias, a bunch of blondes. So yeah, I mean, it's really up to you guys. I know it's all you just have to make some decisions because I can't give stuff away.
What am I? Can I go sit like not with but near where the youngest brother is?
The one that you overheard.
Yeah.
So they're all at the king's table. He's been kind of wheeled in there, and he's got an attendant with him that keeps kind of dabbing his chin and cleaning his spittle up. You feel like that speech itself just really took it out of him, even too.
The king?
Yeah.
No, I didn't want to go sit by the king. I wanted to sit by the youngest.
They're all at the same table.
They're all at the same
okay.
table. Yeah, they're all at the
Got
same
it.
table. So I mean, it's a table apart. I mean, it's like a wedding venue where there's a bunch of tables and people are they all have their own place. And it's funny because you guys, I don't know if you went and sat down yet or not, but you don't have a place here. You're not on the invitation list, and you guys are like going to eat food. Like you're in line, you've got your plate full of yams, and you're just like looking around, like where's our fucking table? And like you see all these names of all these like royal and like high and mighty elves and stuff, and none of them say Webb Winterthorn.
Right.
And like,
or whatever I am.
Before you realized that you weren't an elf and you weren't invited, you're like excited. You're like, oh, a fucking party! We're at a wedding.
Right.
This is great. I got some yams. You know, like. But yeah, so you're standing there with this plate laden full of food and looking around for a place to sit, and there just appears to be none with your name on it.
Roland is gonna strike up a conversation with just like the first elf he bumps into.
Okay, how's that start?
Hi there, how you doing?
How's your Elven? It's probably pretty good, right?
Yeah, I'm a native speaker.
Yeah, but like, where are you from?
Might also be a rube.
Because you're dealing with like high society, so like they might have like a, you know what I mean? Like you're a half elf. Yeah, you're a native speaker, but that's like asking somebody from Chile to talk to somebody from Mexico, right? They have different words and slang and stuff like that. Like,
I don't really know where I'm from, to be honest.
yeah, you're a bastard after all. You're not alone.
Okay, well, let's just say I'm not from Yendel. That's fine.
That makes sense to me. Just roll. Let's do deception at disadvantage.
Oh, Jesus.
No, just straight. No advantage, no disadvantage, because you are disguised and look highborn. $12.
Yeah.
It's not awful. It's above average, and he has no reason to suspect you. So I'll let it. You think you're fine.
Okay.
But what do you say?
I just say, like, so what do you think of the ceremony? Or the announcement?
Well, and he's kind of a plain-looking, maybe middle-aged elf. He's maybe 300-400 years old, and he's in nice clothes, very very astute, like very bare minimum. And he's as are all things of state. Very boring indeed. We all pretty much knew the eldest son would take over. The king has always followed, tradition and keeps it within the elven race. I can't say I blame him. Other half-elves and humans and dwarves, the like. Miserable lot all. Filthy curs. I will say I think that his son, if long live the king. I don't think we've met. He stops himself. It sounds like he was gonna talk shit, but he stops himself. Long live the king, the new king indeed. Perhaps we haven't met. I am Gutharius Martan. What is your name?
Yes, I am known as Sir Buttersbean.
I've not heard of your knight, of you, young knight. You appear to be of royal ilk as well, or at least of some sort of nobility of the elven line, due to your luscious blonde locks, which I'm so used to seeing on the higher-born, proper elves of the world, not these cur with the dark hair and the red hair and the strange pallid complexions. I'm surprised I have not met you, as I thought I knew all of the noble elves of the realm. Have you been away for some time?
Yes, I'm sort of up and coming. I have only recently made my debut at the court.
I don't understand. Please, explain how you could be up and coming. The royal line and its people are well spoken of and known. I'm confused a bit. Obviously you belong, as you don't look out of place even a little. Your voice, though shaky and strange, it's understandable if you've been traveling amongst the mudbloods, as I've heard a small child here call someone recently.
Please, you must excuse me. I must get a libation.
Indeed. The only thing to really look forward to these events is the elvenberry wine. I heard the family threw together to get a fine bottle of elvenberry for the king's own drink, as well as his newly appointed heir.
Okay, so fuck these guys. is what I'm thinking right now. I don't say that, obviously.
He literally said everything about your character that doesn't make you them, and rubbed it in without knowing that you were them. Obviously, I know it.
Man, hold this box for me, thanks.
I'm being called away. I fear I must go. But if you could give this to the king as he's appointed, that'd be great.
The coronation gift.
Is that my phone? Do you hear a phone ringing?
Grandma? Grandma, did you need me in the kitchen?
While this is going on, Webb is going to do a perimeter check around are there other rooms adjacent to this room?
Oh yeah, I mean this castle is gigantic. It's hard not to have a room adjacent to it. Even if you're on a wall, there's the maid chamber or whatever next to even the larger rooms.
Webb's just going to do a perimeter check, around the grounds here. Like
a walk, or just in this room, or are you going to leave this room and try and explore again?
Yeah, what am I going to do?
Hey, Roland, did you pick up that special bottle of wine for just those two guys thing?
Huh?
Yeah, that seemed pretty obvious.
The royal family has thrown in together on a special elderberry bottle of wine for the king and his newly appointed heir to toast with as soon as the coronation is complete.
I'm not going to drink it.
He's like, I don't care about it. I'm not drinking that.
After talking to that guy, I've completely lost my appetite.
It's for them. I'm not one to take from someone else.
Yeah, I'll go to all the adjacent rooms.
Okay. I mean, and mostly it's just people that are keep making sure the food is staying up to date and cleaning and taking plates and food, refilling goblets. But it's all elves all day, everywhere.
I don't see anyone skulking about.
No one's skulking about. I mean, the whole thing itself is pretty mundane.
Don't need to skulk. The poison bottle's already in place.
No, I mean, if we're just gonna let them die, I don't see why we don't just box it up.
I'm gonna go back to the main area there. I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on the king.
does that have verbal, somatic, and material components? Like, how
It does.
are you going to be up there like, oogity boogity, whackity tackety? Let me hear your thoughts, you old rat kingy. Or like
exactly that. Yes. No, it's just a little copper piece. So I imagine like a little.
There's no verbal component.
Piece. There is verbal and somatic, but I'll do it. I'll do it I'll try to do it from like behind one of the pillars.
So nobody sees it. You're going to try and throw your voice ventriloquy, like.
I don't have to do it loud, I'm sure.
So we discussed this before about spells in general. You have to concisely say it. You can't be like, "Hey, you guys, I'm going to cast a spell." It has to be like, "Hey, you guys, I'm going to cast this spell." That was a discussion we had at one point because you're essentially intoning a magical powers, so you have to mean it.
Well, we're in a hall with 300 people. I think there's enough background noise he could.
Hey, I'm not denying that. I'm just making sure
I'll wait for
it.
Yeah, I'll just wait for the harpers to drop the beat, and then I'll do it.
Just as you were thinking, you're waiting for that. Two drummers come in, beating on the drum because they had thought that one of the Rolands was going to come drum, but they add to the beat of the harpers just as you cast your detect thoughts, just in the perfect moment, and you literally have never heard less thoughts.
Thoughts.
The king has not a fucking you're pretty sure he's a goddamn vegetable. He's like sitting there and he's like you look over and like it's not food that are wiping off his chin. He's drooling. This guy has probably been catatonic for a millennia. You're not even sure because he's 100% a vegetable. You're convinced.
Okay.
Like that speech he made earlier might not have even been him.
Right. That's kind of what I'm picking up here. I'm gonna try the same thing on the son.
Which son? The oldest?
The oldest one.
Okay. He is giddy with excitement, and he's thinking about a boy. He's thinking about a guy that he met that is like a recent elf that he met that is kind of haggard and tough. He's very interested in getting on with the festivities and getting his crown that he's known he deserved and would always get. And he's thinking about some chocolate. He's like, I love some chocolate. I can't wait to rule this shitty kingdom. We're definitely closing the borders. My dad couldn't die soon enough. I don't know why he didn't crown me years ago. He's been basically an absentee father the last 250 years anyway. Stupid idiot. Okay. I'll definitely do better than him. He allowed trade with the dwarves. What a bonehead! Ugh.
What an idiot!
The food here is not even good. If I didn't like elderberry wine, I'd have called the whole goddamn thing off. I can't.
He's not wrong. The vegetable medley is very mundane.
The 5,000 gold piece wine that my family threw in on is the only thing I'm excited for. Besides that young man I saw earlier. Yes, he had such nice golden hair. I think he was talking that dreadful fuckery. What's that fuckery? I don't even know his name. It's such a mouthful. Gardaraf. I can't. I pay no attention to the peons who think they still have noble blood. He's such a bastard.
Okay, I'm going to cast it one more time on the youngest brother.
And we'll pick up there next week.
Yes!
We're going to pick up with the of the youngest son next week.
Finally got something.
But I'm glad that we made it to the coronation of the new king. And we've got a couple of things to chew over and think about. We are officially out of game, but I will open it up to chat if you guys want to chat for a little bit. But if you need to go because you have children or are just mega tired and hate Dungeons and Dragons and us, that's fine too.
I'm that last one. I hate Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm gonna go. Bye.
That's exactly why I think you've been in 4 or 5 years of Dungeons and Dragons campaigns with me.
Probably closer to a decade. It's fine.
Bye, guys. Good game.
Yep.
See ya. Bye, guys.
Later,
You're
y'all.
out of game, and I am out of spells.
You had all the big ones anyway. But GG's, guys. I think that was a lot of fun. I know that we've got some more exploring and discovering to do to figure out what we want to do. And I honestly don't even know what you guys are going to do. So it's kind of hard to plot ahead. But I have multiple avenues in mind. So whatever you decide, it'll be a riot. And it'll either be good or bad.
If he's a dragon, I have a Dragon Slayer arrow I've been waiting to use for like 10 years. I'd like to use it.
Well, you guys will come across a dragon again soon. I think there's a particular black one that's pissed at you guys. I can't remember.
Ooh.
Cool.
All right, well, that was fun. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
All right, well, and don't forget to follow. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Even my players, feel free to subscribe. That helps me out a ton. I always appreciate that shit. And I will see you guys in a week. We're actually back to playing weekly until probably we aren't, which is probably, I assume, the end of the year. We'll probably end up having to take a break or something again.
I'll see you Saturday, Daner.
That is the plan. I'm pretty sure that I am going to be there.